Hiya, and welcome to Where the Demon Lurks. Is that a Nintendo Switch? Anyways, let's just hop right in. Prologue. Fuck. Oh my. A blue light tears a hole through the middle of the office room. The demonic light caresses the countless books held against the walls, tomes that had surely outlived the duties of many a demon lord. Though, for all the secrets and worlds kept between their pages, you had seen enough of them. The light rips apart further, a portal from which you step out into the otherwise fairly regular room. Oh, well, hello there. Hang on, I am not happy with my microphone, so I'm gonna fix it. It is below me now. Hang on. I am never, ever going to be happy with my microphone placement. I hope you know that. I'm never going to be happy with it. It's Mr. Meow Meow. And he is cute. A glass bookshelf to your left is bathed in a red-hued light, reflecting your figure. If the horns, the yellow iris, and the blue flame over your head did not already give it away, you're a demon. Reaching the edge of the desk, you drop your hand against the hard wood and drag it along the surface until you take a seat behind the table. Today, you begin your reign over the spawns of the underworld as the almighty judge of the world's sinners. And you're wearing a Super Mario t-shirt. You're wearing a fucking Mario shirt. Today, you will make a mark on the world. Another portal opens up in the middle of your office. That familiar portly demonic gut sticks out first, eventually followed by the dark bullish figure you know as Vendrick, the right-hand demon of every single demon lord thus far in the flesh. His shirt is so primly tucked into his pants, you wonder how long he spends checking himself out in the mirror every morning. The demon's slow gait combined with his slightly raised chin exudes confidence. If you didn't know better, you'd think he owned the place, commanding the room with his eons of experience. Despite your place as the demon lord, you can't help but acknowledge that this demon is older, wiser, and holds just as much power as you do. Oh, he's old as hell.
Congratulations, my lord, on your first day in office. Today you will be having an orientation. I went ahead and got your name card ready. Please check if your name is spelled correctly, my lord. All you have to do is think of your name and the ink will solidify. Please don't turn it into Sir Buttface like you did in your youth.
The portly demon hands you a small rectangular piece of plastic. On the top there's the title Demon Lord Probation. What is our name? What happens if we put Buttface? What happens if we put Buttface? That is a genuine question. Does he yell at us? Save and find out gladly. Gladly. We gotta do the whole thing. Sir Buttface. Some jokes never get old. Is Sir Buttface correct? No. Is Kobu correct? We're gonna stick with Kobu. The black ink glows white and solidifies upon the card name. The name card.
Excellent. Now we have a lot of ground to cover.
Vendrick snaps his fingers and a large file labeled Demon Lord Orientation appears between his hands. The file looks big enough to be classified as a weapon. You feel sick to your stomach by the mere sight of it. Vendrick, is this really necessary? I've basically spent half my life around here.
Yes, and the other half on Earth when you should have been studying our rules and regulations.
Am I going to be getting sass from you the entire time we're working together? You do know I'm your boss now, right?
Forgive me, my lord. It is just that there is so much on the line, and I must ensure you, as your right-hand demon, the underworld's affairs run smoothly. After all, your father left his greatest legacy to you, his kingdom and all its inhabitants.
Oh yeah, what I think of Arches? I liked it. You know, what's that? What's this? Oh, that's cool. I'm just exploring the UI. Your shoulders fall from the weight of Vendrick's words. Yeah, he did a lot for the underworld. That's why I want to get straight to it. I've got big plans for the underworld. You know, get a think tank going on with the other generals. Maybe pick their brains about what they think needs improving. Vendrick rubs his forehead and frowns.
With all due respect, the underworld got to where it is after years of meticulous work by your father. I'm sure the demons are fine with how things are, so you don't need to rush in and start changing things up. Just maintaining the place is already good work.
No, I disagree. The underworld is great and all, but there's always room for an upgrade. Isn't that part of keeping the underworld running well too?
Either way, the generals are already scheduled to meet you after orientation to give you a personal presentation on their job scopes.
That sounds so stuffy.
It's the way things have been done during your father's time. That's how we orient all new recruits. Just be glad you get the live presentation and not the pre-recorded ones.
I don't want to come off as one of those snooty bosses that hides behind his desk all the time. It'll be good to meet the generals in person and show that I'm relatable and approachable.
Might I remind you, my lord, this is a workplace, not a social club.
And let me remind you who's the one wearing the Demon Lord name tag. Vendrick raises a finger to retaliate, but pulls it back. He frowns slightly, but to you he's always frowning.
Very well. I'll inform them that you will be visiting, and that they are to explain the full extent of their work.
Briefly.
Yes, briefly, but please, consider the consequences of your actions, my lord, before you do them. Now let's begin the orientation. Do you remember what form BTK-95 is for?
I want to say a torture tool damage report.
No. It is a place that should be on fire and is not on fire report. Let us review.
Oh my god. Already, you struggle to pay attention to Vendrick's lecture. More than once, you find yourself staring at the floor, thinking about the next video game you want to get on Earth. Of course, each time you're caught not paying attention, Vendrick would slap the table loudly with his tail to bring you back to the education at hand. He also goes into a long explanation about his role as Chief of Security, how his forces patrol the underworld to maintain order, and the various boring documents they fill out on a daily basis to do so. When Vendrick had finished his spiel, the mini policy documentary, all you want to do is get out of the office and start meeting your crew. I would cry. I would start crying. Your portal opens up upon Amare's workshop, just one of the many office floors that comprise the never-ending soul-crushing depths of the underworld. Bright round orbs of light hover in the sky-high ceiling, illuminating the entire area below. This space can be likened to a hangar filled to the brim with containers and machines. Large, powerful air vents stand where one would expect windows to reside, but then again, there's nothing that exceptional to see in this underworld, at least for you. As you walk towards the cat demon standing over his workbench, you recall your youth. You visited this workshop several times while growing up. Amare would always give you the newest toy he had created, which regularly ended up with him receiving an earful from your father. When you were older, you learned that the toys were actually experimental weapons. Still, you found Amare to be amusing, and now you have a chance to know him on a professional and personal level. Small, spider-shaped robots scurry around the workshop, carrying pieces of metal, wires, and other technology you do not recognize. They're working to organize materials in the many large cabinets that line the workshop walls. The cat demon has yet to notice your presence. Instead, he is hands deep inside the back of what looks like a modified fridge as he yanks random wires from the machine. His translucent arms float above him to take notes.
It's time to drink water.
His translucent
It's time to
arms?
drink water. It's
Oh,
time to
shit.
drink water. It's time to drink water.
I like how Kobu was just standing over him menacingly. The sleek appearance of the magic-infused metal always catches your eyes. No other demon in the underworld possesses such a device, and only Amare knows how to work them. You tap Amare on the shoulder. Hey, what are you doing?
An intruder!
The spider bots all turn towards you, an unmistakable hum of their blasters charging echoes through the warehouse. Amare? It's me. You wave to the demon general with a laid-back smile.
Oh, Lord Kobu. Retract kill command.
A loud ping echoes throughout the workshop and the spider bots return to their original tasks.
I'm surprised to see you here today, my lord.
One of his floating arms tears off the note it was writing earlier and readies itself to jot down something new. Didn't Vendrick send out a memo that I'm coming over?
Did he? I've been so busy working on my invention. I didn't check my mail.
Well, I'm just visiting the generals to get to know you guys since it's my first day and all. I want to know what makes you guys tick, so to speak.
I see. If my lord wants to know about me, I have my specs right here. Display specifications.
A large screen descends from the ceiling and turns itself on. It shows what looks like a blueprint of Amare's body.
As you can see, I'm made out of 90% carbon, 5% demonic energy, and 5% mystic metal. I function on a diet of lemon soda and fish sticks. In terms of reproduction, I have a...
Whoa, hold it. I didn't literally mean what you're made of. I just want to talk and to pick your brain a little more about your job.
Would you like me to display the contents of my brain for you, my lord? I can get a machine to show you the shape of my brain in little time.
Amare is so relatable. He is so relatable. I'm sorry, but like, just this line. I function on a diet of lemon soda and fish sticks. In terms of reproduction. A weak smile forms on your face. Okay, Amare, let's start over. What are you working on there?
Yes, I received a call earlier asking if my refrigerator was running and that I should catch it if it were.
Wow. Just wow.
So I was performing a full diagnostics to see if my fridge had gained the ability to run and to investigate what component gave it that new ability.
God, fuck. Amare, that was a prank call. Someone was just trying to trick you.
Oh, so my fridge didn't learn to run yet?
His ears droop upon hearing the truth. I mean, you could make it happen if you want to.
Yeah, I can make a run after the souls and trap them in the black hole that sends them to the never-ending cycle of running and getting trapped.
His floating arms act fast and jot down his thoughts. You're relieved that the general bounced back so quickly. Gotta say, you have a lot of stuff here.
Yes, I need them to fix or modify the torture machines that we use, since souls tend to become accustomed to their torturing over time. We need to change their hellish experience every so often.
Give them Jeremy. Although it sounds like that would take up a lot of resources and effort.
It does, which is why I came up with an idea. As you know, we already have experience projecting the memories of souls. So what if every few hours we remove the soul's most recent memory so that the soul does not remember the experience of their torture?
Then we can recycle the same torture method.
Exactly.
So why aren't you doing it then?
I ran the proposal with the research committee, but it's been stuck in the pending phase for over 100 years. I just need to test the prototype somewhere.
I might be able to help. What if I grant you permission to test it with a few souls in the physical punishment zone?
Really? That's all I would need to get started.
Then we have a plan. I'll put it through after I'm done with my visit.
I must get back and check on the device, if you'll excuse me, my lord.
Amare gives you a fastidious bow and rushes off toward one of his many cabinets to find his new machine. Just the right time for you to open a portal to head over and visit Fortis. Whomst? Hang on, let me check this. And Amare. What's that? Okay, Amare. You step into a brightly lit break room. The smell of coffee and baked goods that used to be here at some point still lingers in the air. On the left of the room is a table that holds the instant mixes, creamers, and sugars the workers use. The table itself is stained with the telltale ring marks of the many drinks that were created upon it. You are drawn to the back by the smell of pepper, the kind you have smelt so often in Fortis's home. Back then, you would train your combat skills with him on the weekends. At the end of a long day, he would make a big feast that incorporated his own blend of signature peppers for you and his giant siblings. You find the Rottweiler demon lounging on a beaten-looking sofa while squeezing a spring hand grip. Fortis!
Hey boss, get over here!
Fortis. Volume.
Whoops, my bad there, boss. Can I call you boss, or do you prefer I call you my lord like everyone else?
Either way is fine, Fortis. You don't have to go changing for me just because I've got a new job. No, I'm not gonna give him that voice. Heck yeah, boss it is then. Now that's a title for someone with power. So what made you want to have this face-to-face meeting? I figured it would be the best way to get off on the right foot while introducing myself to you guys as the new Demon Lord.
Well, look at you, being so thoughtful.
So, for formality's sake, what do you normally do around here? I know you run the physical torture area, but I bet there's more to it than just that.
Heck yeah, there's more to it than that. I run a team of torture demons. That means coming up with the new torture techniques and planning out the work schedule so my staff can keep busy.
I need to come up with a new voice for him, because, like, giving him the voice is... It's gonna kill me.
We demons may be tough, but wear and tear happens if you keep pushing your team or yourself too hard. Besides, you can't grow muscles without rest.
Makes sense. As the second oldest general out of the lot of them, you got any ideas for improving your work?
Heck yeah! I recommend we start everyone on a protein-only diet!
That is horrifying. Come on now, seriously.
Then, you've got to keep training!
Me? Fortis stomps his foot on the hardwood floor.
You can let a cushy CEO job turn you into a ball of flab!
Fortis. Volume. Fortis coughs.
Right, don't think your underlings are loyal to you out of love alone. We're all demons. Creatures born from chaos to manage chaos. The reason the demons serve the Demon Lord is because they know he is the strongest there is here. If you start showing weakness, someone's going to get the bright idea they can take your place.
That's why I'm doing this. If I can show I can make the underworld better, they'll just know I'm just as capable as Pa.
You will be. You've got to believe in your mind's muscle.
Huh?
Just believe.
Oh, okay. I believe you. Moving on, maybe you'll be interested in running an idea I have for advertising the underworld to the people on Earth.
They're returning those old dream ads.
Nah, those won't work. People don't take dreams that seriously anymore. I'm thinking of spreading fear about the underworld using the internet.
You can do that with the internet?
Well, yeah, what do you use it for?
Stuff.
He's talking about not good stuff on the internet. That much is obvious. Like, oh my god.
Does Vendrick know about this?
I'll let him know later. It's one of the perks of my position. He's probably watching porn. Alright then, I'll have you think up an idea for the video ad, and I'll ask Knox about helping you out.
Maybe I can do a training video, show how powerful our demons are. That ought to scare those mortals down the right path.
This sounds like a good idea.
Glad you like it, boss!
We're all set then.
Sweet, I'll catch you later then, boss! Got a group cardio session with the next batch of torturers before their shift starts.
I thought you only torture souls.
Hey,
team exercise is good for morale. Might want to consider doing some too. You're getting a gut. It's a dad bod. People find it sexy. You're not a dad yet, boss. Fortis springs up and waves goodbye before opening a portal to leave. Right, all that's left is Knox. I wonder where he's going to be. You cast open your portal and step through. My office? Why am I back here? You see your desk right across the room. Walking over, you sense something off about your table. It's like looking at a line and somewhere in the middle, someone drew another line on top of the first, giving your table a feeling of disconnectedness between the left and right side. Knox? Something shimmers and ripples like water in midair, revealing the last of your generals. Welcome back, my lord! I'm gonna give Knox the Festin voice. Hang on. I'm gonna look at demons, Fortis. We're gonna keep up with the thing. Welcome back, my lord. Knox, what are you doing here? You sent word that you wanted to see us generals in person, so I thought I would come over to save you the trip. Does he want his cheddar for dinner? Yes, he does. Aw, thanks, but you didn't have to. I was actually looking forward to seeing how things are outside the office. Apologies, I'll make a note of that for the future. As you walk over to your desk, you notice a stack of papers that weren't there before. When you sit down, there's a sticky note attached to said paperwork. Here are the forms requiring your review and approval. I started you easy with just 1,000 documents to read. Vendrick. P.S. My position about the underworld as a beacon of judgment since the days of your father still stands. Ugh. Vendrick. You turn your attention back to Knox. I'd say take a seat, but I see you brought your own. Knox responds to your attempt at a joke by blinking with a blank expression. His blink unsynchronized with each eye. Yeah, it's a joke, because you're floating. Never mind. I should use a second mic for him. Hang on. Knox floats closer to the front of your desk and puts a webbed finger on his chin. Interesting, my lord. You tried to use comedy to connect with me. Now, why would you make such a choice? Yeah, I don't know. It just felt natural. On that note, what is natural for a demon? Is the nature of a demon similar to a demon lord? Knox, come back to me. We don't have the time for all of your questions today. What would you ask of me then, my lord? I want to know what you do as the general of mental torture. The demons under me rely a lot more on our magic than, say, the demons of the physical torture area. We craft mazes and traps that inflict the most amount of suffering upon the souls. As you can imagine, it is very taxing on our psyche as well. Is there anything I can do to make your jobs easier? Don't mind us, my lord. We live to serve the ruler of the underworld until death deems it necessary. I'm making him sound like Pops. Now, I see. Tell you what. Would you be open to working with Fortis on an ad for the underworld? He might need someone to help him run the recording. If that is the Demon Lord's command, it shall be done. Right. You have any ideas for a video? How about a video with the gentle sounds of rain falling in the forest? Then we play a very subtle recording, almost like a whisper, repeating the many terrible tortures we can do down here. Then it'll be buried in the unconscious forever. I see why you're the general for mental torture. Alright, let's run with it. As you command, my lord. I will not fail you. Is there anything else you want to share? Well, if you're asking.
Why exactly am I a frog?
Managed to answer some of Knox's question with some half-baked answers until he is satisfied and returns back to his post. Even before you became Demon Lord, speaking to Knox has always been a brain-scratcher. Although you don't really know if you are even making sense, the frog keeps coming back to you to ask what you think. Satisfied with the meetings you have done, you end the trip by approving Amari's machine testing. So there's a nagging sense that you forgot something, but you're not sure what. You decide to ignore the feeling and get back to the tedious part of your work. It takes you the whole day just to make a dent on the massive pile, but progress is progress. Mordecai and Rigby! There's a beautiful butterfly! Would you like a scrumdiddlyumptious piece of hard candy for the trip, Mordecai and Rigby? I'm having way too much fun. The initial burst of energy you feel when you started tackling the paperwork dwindles as the hours pass. This pile of unfinished work still casting a shadow overhead. Even one complaint report takes hours for you to go through. Still, you soldier on. When you grab the 20th report from the pile, a strong vibration rumbles beneath your feet. The pile of incomplete paperwork shakes, almost toppling over. What was that? Portal opens in front of your desk and a furious-looking Vendrick steps through.
My lord!
Oh, Vendrick, I'm doing my job, okay? You don't need to check up on me.
How can you be so calm?
What? What happened? Vendrick snaps his fingers and a portal opens next to him. Amari is the first to step out of the portal. Amari? Amari looks at Vendrick, then to you with a dazed expression.
Who's he?
Vendrick smacks his forehead.
That is our leader, Lord Kobu.
Oh, right. Hello, Lord Kobu.
Amari, what's going on?
Well, I tried out this new machine I invented just now at the place where the demons do workouts.
The physical torture zone.
Yes, that. Then the machine just... what's the word? I can't remember.
Exploded! It exploded! Both Amare and the demons caught in the blast will have selective memory loss. It's a train wreck out there. There are a dozen demons with no clue about what they're supposed to be doing. Some even got convinced that they should be tortured while the souls use the machines.
Amare blinks emptily at Vendrick, then back to you.
Don't worry, the effects will wear off in a few hours. Or was it a few weeks? Years? I don't remember how long I set the machine to.
He looks back at the fuming Vendrick.
Have you always had a throbbing vein on your forehead, Vendrick?
Vendrick ignores Amare.
It's utter chaos. And what else do I hear when my men go down to deal with the problem?
There's more? Your words struggle to escape your throat as the rising fear holds your linguistic skills hostage. Vendrick snaps his fingers again to summon a new portal. This time, Fortis and Knox appear. The large dog demon is covered in frog-shaped footprints, while Knox has huge bruises all over his small body. What happened to you two? It was a creative dispute on set, boss.
He wanted to do his workout video, but I told him you already approved my review video.
No, he approved my idea first, so that takes priority.
Quiet! These two are at each other's throats, literally. All the other staff were too busy watching the shenanigans to work. Some of the souls attempted to escape, and now I have demons running about trying to catch them before they make it to the gates. This is what I warned you about, my lord. Now, what are you going to do about this?
Your mind draws a blank. The fear that you have single-handedly started the breakdown of the underworld fills you with an immeasurable amount of dread. Your eyes dart about searching for someone or something to help you. Amare, he's still in a daze and appears unsure of where he even is. What about Fortis or Knox? Those two are busy staring daggers at each other. You're alone in this, and you don't know what to do. Vendrick seems to sense this and shakes his head.
That's it! All of you back to your posts! Let your lord contemplate the next step. Whatever projects you were given are cancelled indefinitely. The other generals nod and exit the portal to carry out their orders. Vendrick looks at you one more time and you feel the scorn of his gaze fall upon you. Did you see what you did? How could you let it happen?
Hey, lay off, okay? I didn't know any of it was going to turn out like this.
It's your job to know. That's why I was against you trying to bring in your juvenile ideas. Look at what happened.
Watch your tone, Vendrick.
I'm saying this is the good for the underworld. If you're half the leader your father was, you'd heed my warning and stop before you make things worse. Get in line!
Takes everything out of you not to just throttle Vendrick with your powers. No. You say so softly, almost like a whisper. I'm not going to give up just because of one setback.
Well then, I'm not going to let the underworld fall, not even because of you, my lord.
Squeezing the report in your left hand, you feel your claws penetrating the already thick papers as they begin to bury through into the palm of your hand. Vendrick opens a portal and turns to leave. The moment the portal closes, you slam your fist onto the table. Damn it! Damn it! The sadness and anger that has been boiling up inside you threatens to spill out in waves. Yet, you still tell yourself to keep it together. Keep it together. I'm the Demon Lord. I'm the Demon Lord. I'm not... Damn it! You spend the rest of your time contemplating your mistakes. Whatever determination you have left flickers like a dying matchstick. Still, you march on, hoping to prove Vendrick wrong. Thus begins your tumultuous relationship with your second-in-command. Meetings with Vendrick turn into more of a competition of who could press their thumb over the other more strongly. I say a longer lunch break will do everyone some good.
No! 30 minutes has been the way for years. You're turning the workers into slobs.
It reaches a point where it seems like he just purposely disagrees with you, even if you try to do things outside of how your father ran the company. If you ever try to do things outside of how your father ran the company. That's not to say your ideas were effective all the time. What's wrong with me approving the new proposal for a new vending machine in the mental torture zone?
Did you check the list of items they requested for that machine? One of them is Hypnos chocolate. That thing is going to make half the staff fall asleep.
Oh, crap. Despite the efforts of the other generals to show you some compassion for your work, Vendrick's resistance somehow feels overwhelming. Eventually, it becomes harder and harder to try to do anything new. Going to work is more of a drain on your soul. And at some point, you begin to wonder, do you want this job anymore? Before you know it, 5 years have passed.
My lord.
Ugh. A sharp voice, instantly recognizable as your second-in-command, rings throughout your office like cymbals crashing against
It's
your
time to
ears.
drink water. It's time
You
to
raise
drink
the
water.
handheld console you were using before Vendrick was so rude
It's
as
time to drink water.
Vendrick is fuming, his hands balled up tight.
It's
shaking
time to
with
drink
rage.
water.
My lord! Just go already, I'll be there. You wave him away. You know what? Fuck you, Vendrick. Vendrick lets out an angry scoff and floats toward the door, slamming it shut as he leaves. With peace and quiet having resumed, you place the handheld console upon the table and sit back. Glance over your table. Piles of paperwork is stacked up, all awaiting your review and approval. In the far right corner is a photo frame of your father. Well, Pa, it's been 5 years. When is this job supposed to get easier? You frown at the photograph and slump over the desk with your head buried in your hands. This job has slowly been eating away at you each and every day. You pull yourself up and open your portal. Better get this or Vendrick will blow blood vessel. You make your way to the meeting room. A dry mood fills the meeting room, despite Vendrick tapping away at the table in frustration. All eyes turn on you as you enter the room. Hey gang, let's get this meeting started.
Okay, I'll just take attendance then.
Someone kill me. Amare, we know who's here. Can we just skip this?
Never, my lord. We have to follow procedure. 70% of all successful meetings always start with a proper attendance call. Additionally, we cannot discount the psychological effect of an attendance call to a demon's attention. It releases...
Or just get on with it.
Okay, so I, Amari, General of Technologies and Weaponry, am here. Knox, General of the Mental Torture.
Here!
Fortis, General of Physical Torture.
Here! You plug your ears.
Fortis, must you shout every time?
The loudest is the strongest at roll call.
There is also strength in silence!
Call it stupid or something, you're telling me to shut up. No, really, which is it?
Pay attention, you two.
Oh, yes, let's just finish this. Vendrick, Chief of Security and Second in Command.
Present as always.
Last but not least, Lord Kobu, ruler of the underworld and judge of all mortal souls.
Here. And this underworld. On the inside, you roll your eyes as your body nods towards the multi-limbed general. Amari then proceeds to read the previous meeting's minutes. The minutes reading goes on for a good half hour. Amari lists the decisions made last time. This included adding more lava to the lava pit so that souls attempting to cross them get burnt easier. Amari's request for new tools in his workshop and the rejection of Knox's request for a torture massage chair. Every general is listening intently to what Amari is reading.
And that's it. Does everyone accept the minutes?
I do!
I still want to revisit my massage chair proposal, but I still accept.
I accept, my lord.
Yes, let's carry on.
Onwards with today's agenda. First of all, we lost 24 new souls last Friday. Reports indicate a few physical torture demons were drunk on the job.
This is a disgrace. Never in thousands of years have we ever lost souls like that. The souls literally walked back to their bodies and came back alive.
Relax, we'll get them next time. I made those out of shape half-wits squat until their legs turned to ashes. If Fortis has already dealt with the issue, why are we discussing this today? Amari's eyes dart between Knox and Fortis as if to force them to speak. He then looks at you and smiles nervously.
Well, my lord, the demons were interrogated. They said they believed it was okay to drink on the job because they saw...
Amari taps his fingers on his notepad.
They saw
you!
Vendrick is standing up and pointing accusingly at you.
They saw you drinking in the bar when you were supposed to be working.
A chill runs through the meeting room as the others in the room avert their gazes. Leaning back, you cross your arms defensively. Your shoulders rise up, making you look smaller.
Well,
I could have sworn I wore a disguise that time. The demons look to each other, then back at you. Boss, it's not that you can't go drinking, but it might be best to avoid doing so during working hours. You set an example, whether you realize it or not. What? There's no way anyone really cares.
saw one of my underlings wearing a colorful floral shirt and sandals while torturing his soul. Good for comfort, but totally ineffective for mentally torturing his soul. I had to burn it to set an example for the others, show them how to do their jobs.
You mean you burnt the clothes or the demons?
Both!
The frog general yawns. He too appears to have lost interest in the meeting after saying his piece, but with Knox, it's always hard to tell. He's the type to keep his guard up no matter the company he's with. Boss, is something going on with you? Do you need more time to get used to the job? Maybe it's performance anxiety?
Yes, I can have a machine ready to look into your brain and let you physically punch out your anxiety in no time.
Can we please stop talking about my issues?
Your issues are why we're in this predicament in the first place.
You lock eyes with your second in command. You know what? I've been listening to you, no, arguing with you since day one. You're always in my business and I've had enough. Amare, note this down. Vendrick, I'm suspending your role as second in command until you learn to be less of a thorn in my side. Holy shit. I fucking love Amare's expression. Your sudden outburst leaves everyone with their mouths hanging, especially Vendrick. Vendrick stands up from his seat, his protruding gut pushing the table to the side slightly.
You can't!
You growl at the general and slowly stand up. His eyes narrow towards you.
I implore you, my lord, to reconsider.
Vendrick's hands are leaving dents on the table as he grips them for dear life. You decide to retaliate in the same cool facade the demon is putting up. I'm sorry, Vendrick, but I just don't think your management style is in line with my vision for our company. Perhaps your techniques have fallen out of time. Vendrick snorts briefly.
Funny. I've never heard that complaint from any of the other demon lords before. Perhaps our lord just hasn't reached the caliber of befitting his title. How pitiful.
His mouth and eyes contort into a wicked smile. A smile that makes you feel so small that you're still just running in the palm of Vendrick's hand. Anger surges. Yeah, Mare. Anger surges through veins until the blue flame above your head practically erupts in a tower of fire. Enough! Sit! You swing your hand in front of you and unleash pressure. A wave of invisible energy pushes down on Vendrick's shoulders. The force is too much for Vendrick to withstand and he falls like a sinking rock. The vibration of his fall topples Vendrick's chair and it hits the general right on his head. Fortis covers his mouth to stifle his laughter while Amari's extra hands pull out a camera to snap a photo of what happened. Vendrick silently picks himself back up and sits down without looking at anyone. Assuming the matter has been resolved, you take your seat as well. Can we just move on to the next agenda? Those in the room check their agenda sheets.
Alright, then next on the agenda is regarding sin ratings. The team in R&D want feedback on a new sin they discovered. Replying too long messages online with a single word response.
Fine. With that, the rest of the meeting goes on, although you struggle to contribute much to the discussion. Your mind is adrift and you'd rather be anywhere else but here. Still, you force yourself to remain somewhat aware until the end of the meeting.
And that's everything for today's meeting. We'll meet again next week, same day, same time as per the schedule.
Until then!
Knox is the first to leave, and just before Vendrick goes, you both exchanging dirty looks with one another. Once Vendrick is gone, you quickly open your portal and take your leave. There's somewhere you need to be.
Where is he?
Vendrick paces, circling around the Demon Lord's desk, the very desk he has always been at the foot of, diligently serving his master's plans. Though usually calm and composed, the general is agitated to the nth degree after what happened in the meeting.
How dare he strip me of my rank, me, the first demon general, after many lifetimes of service! That insolent brat!
Vendrick slams the desk hard with his fist. The vibration causes the pile of documents and the photograph on the desk to fall. Grabs a frame and looks at the picture of the previous demon lord, eyes longing for the command of the superior leader.
My lord, you will always be our true leader. The fates were cruel to take you away and to leave us with. Forgive me. I tried to teach young Kobu, but he has cast me aside.
Until now, every demon lord he served had given Vendrick a sense of pride. He felt like he was the right-hand man of the greatest and most powerful being in all of creation. Oh, but how people can change. His stomach burns at the mere thought of taking orders from someone who is only demon lord by title and nothing else. His fingers creak as he considers all the lost potential in the underworld. Everything that Vendrick worked to protect is crumbling away in the hands of this pathetic excuse of a demon lord.
If I were demon lord, I'd run this place differently. No more nonsense that will jeopardize everything we've built. Demons are meant to torture souls, and that's what they'll do, processing souls day in and out. Then the glory of the underworld will be known to all, and the mortals will learn to fear us demons again. If only I had a chance.
Vendrick's monologue is interrupted by the sound of the office door opening slightly.
Who's there?
Vendrick opens his coat to reveal the monstrous mouth on his stomach. His second mouth begins to emanate an orange glow, ready to spew forth molten fire. Although there's nothing there, he is aware of a presence with him in the room. Presence that wants to speak with him. Whispers surround him in all directions.
I see, so it's you. I've only heard stories, but your presence here is an honor.
He returns to a neutral stance and stands in a contemplation while looking at the desk. The room fills with a cold atmosphere. Vendrick a stoic pillar in a lifeless space. His eyes widen and become milky gray. He continues to speak, although no one is there.
Yes, of course I can deliver. Help me be the Demon Lord, and I promise you won't regret it.
The cool atmosphere was gone in a thumping heartbeat. Hang on, checking this. Vendrick's eyes return to normal as he looks around somewhat perplexed. His memory of the past minute is a bit foggy, but he feels a strange confidence in himself. Confidence and a sudden stroke of brilliance. He leans into the seat and steeples his fingers together. A wide smile grows across his face, which also reaches the gaping mouth in his stomach.
Yes, this will do nicely.
Behind the door of the Demon Lord's office, a hooded Knox sits waiting on the other side. He hears the sound of Vendrick opening a portal. Without saying anything, he cloaks himself in invisibility and retreats into the shadows. You stand in silence on a riverbank illuminated only by an artificial light floating in the sky. As far as the eye can see, there's only the gravel beneath your feet and the dark river before you, leading deeper into the darkness of the underworld. This is a special floor. You call it the last floor. A misnomer, as there is no last floor in the underworld. Instead, it is the final resting place of all demon lords. It was here that you attended your father's funeral. You listen to the murmur of the running river water and remember the day you held onto the boat that your father's body was placed in. Pa, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've been messing up pretty badly. Your heart aches as thoughts about how you haven't changed one bit from the weak little demon that stood by these riverbanks before. I really wish you were here, Pa. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm really wondering if I'll be the first demon lord ever to quit, if that's even possible. Hear the sound of a portal opening behind you. Boss. You turn around and see Fortis and Amari side by side.
We were concerned about you, Lord Kobu.
Overwhelmed by tiredness, you cannot even fake a smile. I'm sorry I made you guys worry. I just wanted to come and take in the scenery. No, you can't say that after the scene you pulled back in the meeting room.
I say this for myself, but Vendrick deserved it. That demon is always going on and on about regulations and messing with my creations.
Amari! Fortis approaches you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Where's your fire boy? Where's the demon that I trained when he was just in diapers? Where's your fight back? I don't know, Fortis. Maybe it's gone. Maybe I never had it in the first place.
I can help you look if you need help.
Amari steps in next to Fortis.
Finding things is a lot easier with more hands.
His floating appendages rise up and wave to you. Despite being bogged down by your sullen state, a small smile breaks through. Thank you for the offer, Amari. Thing is, I'm not sure finding the spirit to fight back is enough to keep me here. It's not just the mistakes. I don't know if I have any purpose in this company.
You want to quit?
Fortis suddenly pulls you into a bear hug and buries your face into his chest.
You can't give up, boss!
Fortis, you're suffocating our lord.
Amari grabs hold of the larger demon's arms with all of his hands and tries to pull him away, but Fortis is just too strong. You're you, and you're going to have a hard time becoming Demon Lord, but you shouldn't see yourself as a failure. You just need to keep trying and you'll get it somehow. Fortis frees you from his hug and you pull your head out with a loud gasp. Man, your cologne is pretty strong. Cologne? I don't wear cologne. You take a few short breaths before continuing to speak. Fortis, Amari, thanks for worrying about me. I have to think long and hard about all this.
I'll be here for you, my lord.
Yeah, give it some time. At least you're willing to think about it. You sigh but maintain a small, hopeful smile, knowing that your allies do care about you. What do you say if we go back to my office and just play a round of go-kart racing with some drinks? I'm game, I'll beat all your butts!
I don't think I got the blue star first.
You open a portal and the three of you head for the office. Oh no. The moment the three of you step into your office, you sense a heavy tension in the air. Vendrick is standing in front of your desk with his hands behind his back. Vendrick, what are you doing here? Vendrick observes you with a stoic face, yet there's something about his eyes. The way his eyes are fixated on you portrays his preoccupation on a single thought, one that you're unable to tell. Now's not a good time to look for trouble with the boss, Vendrick. Knox, I swear to God. Another portal opens and Knox appears.
Knox, why are you here?
Vendrick summoned me. He said there was an important announcement.
Yes, it's very important, and I wanted everyone to be here.
From behind his back, he pulls a short scepter, its length made from solid gold. An enchanting blood ruby sits at the top, clenched within Vendrick's demonic claws. Vendrick's eyes glow a haunting yellow, and a strange surge of power cackles through the air, originating from Vendrick's scepter. Vendrick? Where did you get those? Yeah, quit fooling around with your toys and give the boss's office back.
I don't think so. That babbling slacker has wasted the underworld's time and will tarnish the title of Demon Lord no more.
Vendrick, you don't want to do this. Vendrick points a scepter at you and a bolt of lightning fires forth, the blast moving with such speed you have no time to move. It hits you square on the chest, sending you flying back. You slam against the bookshelves behind you, gasping as the force knocks the breath out of you. Treason! The imposing demon rushes for the second in command. Vendrick sees their approach coming, taking a bag of coal he keeps on his belt and throwing it into the gaping mouth that's part of his stomach.
Useless.
The demon's stomach opens up its hatch and a bright fireball fires from the abyss of his belly, hitting Fortis straight on. Fortis staggers backwards and falls to his knees. What? He was never that strong before. Fortis clutches his stomach in pain. A bright pool of blood forms around him. Struggle to pull yourself up. Through blurred eyes, you see Fortis injured. Fortis. Whatever happened to Vendrick is no joke. Even the physically strongest of the generals couldn't stand back up from that attack. You fight through the stabbing pain coming from where the blast hit you on your chest and manage to stand up. Amare, looking confused, pulls out his gun at the second in command.
Enough of this, Vendrick!
Go ahead and try. You don't understand the power I wield. As long as I have this scepter, I am as powerful as any demon lord.
Just shut the fuck up. I'm the demon lord. You said so yourself plenty. You send your hand to impart pressure upon Vendrick, but only a weak wall of energy falls upon him. Its force is no stronger than a regular mortal trying to hold Vendrick down. What? My powers? Vendrick easily breaks free of your pressure with a wave of his scepter.
Huh. Guess an old war relic isn't so effective after a few thousand years. No matter. You're no powerful than a mere hatchling now.
Vendrick looks on with a malicious smile.
You don't seem pleased. You should be glad.
Mare fires a shot from his gun, but Vendrick quickly knocks the shot to the ground by spinning his scepter.
Fool!
No, stop him, Knox!
The frog demon does not budge from where he stands.
Knox, what are you doing?
He backs away and casts his barrier on the other two generals, effectively sealing them away from battle.
No!
Good, you see. Knox knows when he sees a real leader. Now for you.
With his free hand, he points at you. Lifting his scepter high in the air, it begins to charge a bright green ball of energy. Vendrick steps forward, closing the gap between the two of you, the end of your own short-lived reign and life encroaching further.
Run.
Run, my lord! But you can't run. Your legs feel like sandbags. You don't have the strength to move them.
For too long you've treated me like crap. After the thousands of years I gave to every demon lord, it ends here. Today marks the age of my reckoning.
He leans in closer towards you.
Your time is over, Kobu. No one's going to save you, especially not them.
If you're going to kill me, save me the boring monologue.
Even when death stares you down, you still want the easy way out. Forgive you death, I'll make sure to beat it into you how much you're a failure of a demon.
He waves his scepter and your body flies like a ragdoll across the room, smashing through the bookshelves. Vendrick tosses you into the air again and firing a blast of green energy at you. Urgh! You scream in agony as you feel like your entire body is set on fire. Collapsing onto the ground, you're unable to move. Vendrick walks over to you, ready to plunge the sharp end of his scepter through your head.
Die, Kobu!
Feel time slow as Vendrick's attack nears you. Mustering whatever power you have left, you desperately try to open a portal beneath you. Does not matter where, you just need to get away. An intense heat emanates from the palm of your right hand. You yell as you feel as though the heat is consuming your entire right hand. Blue portal opens and you fall through. Vendrake's scepter misses you and smashes the spot your head was lying on.
No!
Ha, get fucked, Vendrake. Next thing you know, you're lying face first in the middle of the street shrouded by darkness. You let out a forced breath of air. With shaking hands, you try to conjure up a portal, but nothing happens. Fuck you. Fuck you, Vendrake. You collapse to the ground as your vision succumbs to the darkness. 2 years have passed since that day. It's the dead of night, and all those who reside in the town of Kibbleton are asleep. Not a single soul notices a sky-blue portal opening in the middle of the vacant streets. A figure emerges and looks around, amused by their surroundings. So, this is where you've been hiding all this time. Chapter 1. When a bell rings. Oh, shit. Hang on. Ding dong, bing bong. The store's door chimes the mundane tune it sings for each and every soul. Welcome to Sunny Fruits, the family market. The customer ignores your greeting and heads down the drink aisle. You watch as the customer indecisively peruses their options in the corner of your eyes. Oh my god! 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 I can kind of twin with Kobu. I can almost twin with him. I can almost twin with him. Let me try. Let me try to twin with him. I want to try to twin with him. I know I always say that, but I'm serious this time. I might be able to. Let me take my hair down. Hang on. Okay, so it's like a ponytail. My hair is too long to do that. Can I pull off the mane as well? Probably not, but maybe the hair. Let me do a messily pulled back. Sort of do like a thing with like bangs and whatnot. And let me grab the glasses. Let me grab my glasses that I should be wearing, but I don't. Alright. The entire outfit is put together. It is extremely messy. Let me turn on the camera so that way y'all see it. Oh wait, let me also turn on this light. Right there. That is the look, the idea. I'm not twinning. I'm not twinning. Sad. Almost. It's the beard. Because I started chopping my beard off. Started slicing it off. I like twinning with characters. It's so much fun. You watch as the customer indecisively peruses their options in the corner of your eyes. Ah, fuck. Wrong button. A brassy jazz theme continues to mumble from the cheap store stereo system. It's a playlist that loops every 30 minutes, long enough that the average customer is sated, but short enough to drive employees insane. The customer picks a can of cola from one aisle and a frozen dinner from the back. Approaching the counter, he dumps it all in front of you unceremoniously. Your fur stands on end at the side of the frozen dinner's nondescript reverse packaging. Reach out apprehensively. Please don't be chicken, please don't be chicken. Flip the container over. It's a meal labeled Bro Broccoli Supreme. Your anxiety quickly fades away. Putting on your best welcoming smile and starts scanning the items. Would you like that heated up for you? Customer shakes his head and drops the exact change on the counter. Just as the receipt printer begins to whir, he's left the store, items in hand. Rip, scrunch, thud, you visibly slump as you tear off and dispose of the useless receipt. Your phone comes out without thinking, your hand engulfing the cheap device you just used to get by. Who cares about having something fancy when it just needs to make calls and send texts? The digital clock shows it's 15 minutes to 12. Your shift is about to end. Good, at least there aren't any more customers coming in, then I can... Can what? Oh, what the... You nearly drop your phone when your manager appears to your right, seemingly out of nowhere. King, don't do that! While backing away from your manager's sleepy stare, you stuff your phone back in your pants.
What? Not my fault you weren't paying attention to me standing next to you.
The slim alpaca puts his hands on his hips and smiles warmly at you. He says that, but he's a sneaky bugger. He's snuck up on you so many times you know no amount of complaining will stop him, so you leave it be. And maybe there really is something wrong with you. I was thinking, that's all.
It was at the last frozen chicken dinner.
Nailed it! King's got a killer gut instinct. You can't help but admire him for it. He notices things about people more easily than the other mortals you've met. This natural talent is surely why he earned his rank as manager at this convenience store. But that keen eye will only bring you misfortune if he sees what you really are. You smile sheepishly back at him.
How do you eat those things every day? There's enough calories in them to feed 2 people.
It's cheap and filling, what else?
Well, forget it for today. Here, I made you lunch.
King, I can't.
I insist, don't make me waste food. You can't work if you're not eating right.
He looks at you with pleading eyes and a wry smile. You relent, smiling back at King. Okay, if you insist, but let me buy the drinks. Lemon iced tea good for you?
You got it, big boy. By the way, you might want to pick something with less caffeine in it.
He winks at you. Now I'll meet you outside after I hand over the pay bag to Team B. The alpaca walks back to the break room with a skip in his steps. Shaking your head, you walk over to the drink aisle. Yup, he called you out again. He knows you haven't been sleeping much lately after you bought that new MMO expansion pack. And yes, you did pump half of your last paycheck into a level skip for your main class. It's a blessing he's offering you lunch. The members of Team B arrive for their shift a few minutes later. Brother and sister pair that greet you with the warm hello. You meekly nod in response and quickly regret why you didn't just say hello back to them. King talks to the brother about the day's money bag handover while you head to the back to pack your things. You wait outside for King to finish conversing with the siblings. Good weather for drying clothes today. The warm afternoon breeze blows against your mane, wafting the scent of different cooked foods from the plethora of restaurants in front of the convenience store. Your stomach growls audibly.
Kept you waiting, huh?
The alpaca paces over to you. So where are we having lunch?
The usual spot.
Usual spot it is, then lead the way. Both of you walk side by side through the semi-busy street. The daily workforce are out for their lunch. You walk by without so much as a glance at you both. Pull out your phone. Its screen is cracked on the bottom right corner, a memento of its previous owner.
You're still using that phone?
Yeah, it works.
I thought you'd have saved enough for a new one already.
I could have, but it just feels right to keep this one.
Makes me think I should have given you a better phone.
With your college fees, it's fine. This was the best you could afford.
Heh, true.
So, how are things back in the shop? The brother looked like he had much to say.
Brother? He has a name, you know. Don't tell me you forgot it.
The only names I need to know are yours and the other NPCs in my game.
That kind of attitude, how do you expect to be a manager someday?
I never said I wanted to be a manager. Now, come on, his name. I want to say Michael?
It's Mike. And he's doing well. He and his sister, Anna.
The alpaca leans in close to your face and raises his voice to emphasize her name.
They really appreciate us taking their shift so they can take care of their sick grandma.
Is she getting better?
Mm-hmm. They say her health is improving, and as a show of thanks, if we ever need them to cover our shifts, they'll do no question asked.
We're going to stop it for the ad. Want to break from the ads? Okay. Great, then we can have them take one of our day shifts so we can have an all-night game session like last time.
Divine Destiny 14.
Chi pets.
Hell yeah.
It's been a month since I even touched it. I've been swamped with classes. Did you see the video I sent on how to take down the underworld overlord boss?
I skimmed through it.
How can you skim through that? It's a half an hour battle that requires a full team and proper strategizing.
King crosses his arms in a huff and raises an eyebrow at you. Don't get your fleece in a bunch. There's tons of other stuff we can do, like dungeons, dailies. Plus, you know that maybe the Overlord is not such a bad guy. Who are we to judge? Alpaca stares at you dumbfounded.
You must be the dullest adventurer ever.
And you're a walking rainbow lollipop.
Honest, honey, you wish you could have a lick of this.
He flicks his brightly colored pompadour and bats his long, lush lashes at you. I'll lick your fleece back to its natural color. He slaps you lightly on the shoulder and you both burst out into laughter. You both continue walking to the park through the winding roads that have come to define this town. Even though you've been here for over a year, you can get lost when you need to go somewhere you've rarely been. Your experience is a testament to the legends about how the town was built based on a maze-like structure to confuse demons and evil spirits from finding their victims. Makes it hard for even demon like yourself to find a public restroom. After 20 minutes of turning from one street to the next, you both reach an intersection across from the park. We're gonna leave off here tonight. I like this game. Is the entire game just him being a fucking cashier? Is the entire game just Kobu being a cashier? Well, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.